Okay, we are back with another Sonic Movie 3 video. It's been a little bit of time now. Everyone has gotten out their reaction videos. We actually put out ours. Be sure to check it out. I'll link it at the end of this video, actually, so that you can take a look if you haven't already. Yeah, everyone's kind of given their reactions, and the discussion has started a brewing again on Twitter and online in general. But I wanted to make this video kind of discussing, of course, the elephant in the room, the new character being added into the movie, Shadow. We knew Shadow was coming. Obviously, he was teased at the end of Sonic Movie 2, but his model was not complete. It was kind of just like an altered Sonic, which I'm surprised they put that in, to be honest. Like, you would think they would finalize the character model before putting him in at the end of like a feature film, which is... Anyway, that's aside from the point. We got his finalized look in the new trailer, and I mean, honestly, it was really great. Look at just the detail here is insane. The visuals here are insane. I love like the blue and the red, just looks really awesome on this shot. But like, you can see the leather on his gloves. Like, I don't know. Shadow just looks really great in this movie. Here's his like glowing eyes. Originally, his eyes looked a lot more similar to Sonic, and as you can see here, they've modified them. We of course got a look at his shoes, and then the grand reveal. He honestly just looks so good. But what does he sound like? He only has 3 lines of dialogue in this whole trailer. Yeah, so he's obviously voiced by Keanu Reeves. This was revealed a little while back, so we already knew this kind of going into the trailer, but we finally got to hear what he sounds like. So let's go ahead and listen to those 3 lines of dialogue real quick.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't
Okay.
want to fight you.
That's
Actually,
the first
Sonic,
line.
I would like to fight.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code.
Line number 2.
What did you do? What I had to.
And line number 3. We have this like awesome shot of him like jumping off the motorcycle and battling Sonic. Anyway, whatever. We'll stay on this like awesome shot of him in the rain. It's super detailed. Really, really cool. Anyway, so we have those 3 lines of dialogue. The discussion on Twitter was kind of like, well, you know, like he just sounds like Keanu. So is that a bad thing? Or obviously they chose Keanu specifically because they thought that like the tone of his voice would fit really well for Shadow. So obviously like it was a deliberate choice, but I actually got hit with a little bit of backlash in a tweet reply where Cybrid on Twitter said this: "How are we feeling about Keanu Reeves' Shadow voice?" With like a little pondering emoji. I said, I mean, I was kind of torn, to be honest, because I can see both sides of the coin. I say, I mean, it suits Shadow, but it's just his regular voice. Makes me wonder if he even heard any reference lines or even tried to emulate the voice from the games at all. The answer is like 99% sure, like no, because what, like who cares, right? Like, I mean, maybe he cares, like he's like, gotta get in the role or whatever. Probably not, because he's just doing his normal voice anyway, so like what good is it to even look back at those old games? So kind of a silly response on my end. Like, no, obviously, like he doesn't care, or like it wasn't necessary for him to study back on Jason Griffith saying like his hilarious lines from Shadow the Hedgehog, or the more recent, I think his name's like Kirk Thornton or something. I'm really sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. He was in like Sonic Boom, Sonic Prime and stuff. And someone actually responded to my tweet and said, that's the point, just his regular voice, exactly what Shadow needs, which I actually do agree with this point of view as well, because someone else then brought up in a later tweet that like Ben Schwartz kind of just sounds like, he just sounds like Sonic, you know, so he's not putting on a voice when he voices Sonic, it's just his voice. And then anyway, I responded and I said, it's cool. I mean, I'm sure that's why they hired him, right? They wanted that voice specifically. It definitely works, because I do think it works. Like, it's not necessarily like the angsty, like Shadow that we're used to, you know? It's just like a deeper voice. It's not too like over the top, like angsty. Someone else then responded to my tweet and said, they're not going to pay for Keanu Reeves just for the character to not sound like Keanu Reeves. I said, huh, true, eh? That's like hiring Seth Rogen to play Donkey Kong, then just go, you know what, actually? Maybe you should try doing a high-pitched, squeaky little voice. How about that? Whenever they hire celebs, they usually just hire them to be them, and that's it. I'm sure you guys all remember the situation with the Mario movie. Chris Pratt was hired to play as Mario because Chris Pratt is a big name, but then he just did like his regular voice, and it ended up kind of working in the movie. But then like everyone was used to, you know, Mario has such a iconic classic voice. They were used to the Charles Martinet, so Chris Pratt got like a ton of backlash online. Like, he's not even trying, like he's just trying to sound like himself. But that's the idea with these celebrity roles, right? They just want them to be themselves. Even with Jim Carrey in this movie, like he's Eggman, but he's like, is he really trying to be Eggman that much? Not really. He's more so being Jim Carrey than Eggman. So that's kind of just how it is with these like celebrities that are known for a certain thing. Keanu's known for like always talk like he's always talking with like that deep voice. Of course they got him to play Shadow. They're like, we need a character with a deep voice. Oh, Keanu would be perfect. Also, they have Keanu references in the first movie where Sonic's like watching Speed or whatever, going like, oh, the iconic line, Keanu, yeah. And then sure enough, by the third movie, they actually got Keanu, which is really awesome that things kind of came full circle like that. I should probably look into this further and see like if there really was a reason behind them picking Keanu, aside from like, yeah, he's got a deep voice, like people like him, he'll be great for Shadow. Maybe it wasn't anything more than that, but I'm just curious as to if there was like a specific reason. But the director of the Sonic movies, Jeff Fowler, tweeted out, I thought this was kind of interesting. One of my first jobs in the VFX industry was animating this amazing character for his first Sega standalone video game. 20 years later, I could not feel more honored to bring Shadow to the big screen in Sonic Movie 3. I feel like he's like really tied to Shadow, and he was for sure the one who's like, no, I need Keanu. But I'm just so curious as to like what went behind, you know, making that decision. Personally, how I feel about the voice, I think it's great. I think it's definitely different. Like, it's not what I'm used to for Shadow, but I think it works. I listen to the voice though. My only one minor issue is I hear the voice and I just hear Keanu. Like, I just go, oh, that's just Keanu doing his regular voice, you know? So I get kind of taken out of it a little bit, like, wait, that's not Shadow, that's Keanu, you know? But eventually, maybe when watching the movie, it'll just become a seamless experience. So that's like my only like minor, it's not even a gripe really, it's just like something that happens when I hear his voice, you know, because I'm like hyper aware that it's not Shadow. Like, it's like when you watch the Mario movie and you hear Seth Rogen go as Donkey Kong. It's like, wait, that's Seth Rogen, that's not Donkey Kong's laugh, you know? That's the iconic Seth Rogen laugh. But obviously it does fit the character, but it's just weird. Anyway, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in the comments section down below. Do you think that Keanu Reeves is a good fit for Shadow? Personally, I think that he is a good fit. But I was a bit torn, and I do see both sides, because some people think that like voice acting should be like, you're doing a crazy, like, you know, really going out there and trying to like be the character and like doing all these crazy voices, not just like talking in your regular voice and I'm a voice actor doing my thing, you know? It's like a lot of voice actors do that, like they just do their regular voice, or they have like a very unique voice, so they're able to then be used for these different roles where their like very unique voice is suitable, kind of like here, like with Shadow. Keanu's voice is just naturally like that. It's just Shadow all the time, I guess. So they're like, perfect. But for a lot of other voice actors who do like impressions and stuff, it's like a completely different ball game. So I'm curious as to like how they view this, because they probably just view it as like, they just chose him because he's a big name. Because obviously there's a ton of other voice actors who are out there doing their voices like this, and they could be a perfect Shadow, but why didn't they get chosen? You know, it's because they're not a big name like Keanu. They don't got the love behind them like Keanu. Who's gonna put those butts in the seats? Keanu. So anyway, I'm sure that's like a massive reason why they chose him, because like I said, there's 1,000,001 deep voices out there. But anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of Shadow's new voice? But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave leave a like and comment down below, and subscribe to your boy as always. We have a bunch more Sonic Movie 3 videos coming within the next few months as we get closer to the release date of the movie, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to check out the channel and the 3 videos that I'll link on screen at the end of this video. I'm sure you'll find something that you'll love. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace, 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 peace. Peace.